Once upon a quiet midnight, when the stars shimmered like silver dust across the sky, there lived a small bunny named Oliver. Oliver was not an ordinary bunny. While other rabbits slept beneath warm roots and soft grass, Oliver stayed awake. Because Oliver had a job. Every night, when the world grew quiet and children drifted into sleep, something very special happened. Dreams began to glow. Tiny, floating, shimmering dreams rose gently from open windows, golden, blue, lavender, and soft pink, like fireflies made of light. Most dreams knew exactly where to go. But sometimes, a dream got lost. And that's where Oliver came in. Oliver lived at the edge of Moonlight Meadow, where the grass sparkled under the stars and the wind hummed lullabies through the trees. He carried a small lantern made of polished glass and moonstone. It glowed with a warm silver light, bright enough to guide him, soft enough not to wake the world. On this particular night, Oliver noticed something unusual. The sky had fewer dreams floating through it. He adjusted his tiny satchel and whispered to himself, Someone must be missing a very important dream tonight. He lifted his lantern higher and hopped toward the town. In the quiet village below, everything seemed peaceful. Curtains swayed gently, porch lights flickered softly, and the moon rested comfortably above the rooftops. Then Oliver saw it. A faint flicker of blue light tangled in the branches of a tall oak tree. He hopped closer. There, caught between two leaves, was a trembling blue dream. It sparkled weakly, like it was tired. "Oh dear," Oliver said gently. "You've wandered far from home." He carefully reached up with his lantern. The blue dream flickered brighter as the lantern's glow surrounded it. Inside the dream was a child soaring above mountains, laughing in the wind. But something inside the dream felt heavy. Not broken, just uncertain. Oliver closed his eyes and listened. Dreams always whispered if you were patient enough. And this one whispered, "I'm not ready." Oliver nodded softly. "Ah, you're afraid." Sometimes dreams get lost because the dreamer is afraid of them. Afraid to try, afraid to believe, afraid to begin. Oliver gently placed the dream inside his lantern to keep it safe. "I know someone who needs you," he whispered, and he began hopping toward the small blue house at the end of Willow Street. Inside the blue house slept a young girl named Amelia. Amelia loved watching birds. She loved drawing wings. She loved standing on hills and pretending she could glide like the wind. But lately, she had stopped drawing. She had stopped pretending, because someone at school had laughed at her. "People can't fly," they had said. And slowly, her dream of flying began to drift away. Oliver reached Amelia's window and carefully climbed onto the sill. He opened the lantern. The blue dream floated upward, hesitating. "It's okay," Oliver whispered. "She's stronger than you think." The dream drifted down and touched Amelia's forehead like a cool breeze. Inside her dream, Amelia stood on a mountain cliff. The sky was wide and golden. Instead of fear, she felt possibility. She opened her arms, and behind her, wings of light unfolded, glowing with confidence. She lifted gently into the air, laughing, free. Back on the windowsill, Oliver smiled. The blue dream had found its way home. But suddenly, a silver sparkle zipped past him like a shooting star. Too fast, too restless. Oliver followed it across rooftops until it landed near the park fountain. Inside this dream was something different. A dream of speaking, of sharing a story, of standing tall even when your voice shakes. It flickered nervously. What if they don't listen? It whispered. Oliver smiled gently. What if they do? Across town, a boy named Lucas slept in a room filled with books and crumpled papers. Lucas loved telling stories, but when asked to read one aloud, his hands trembled. So he decided maybe his stories were better kept secret. Oliver reached his window and opened the lantern once more. The silver dream floated down and touched Lucas's chest. Inside his sleep, Lucas stood in front of his class again. But this time, his voice carried like warm sunlight. His classmates leaned forward. They listened. They smiled. The words flowed. Outside, Oliver watched the silver glow steady. Another dream restored. As dawn began to stretch pink fingers across the sky, Oliver returned to Moonlight Meadow. Most people think dreams are fragile, but Oliver knew something different. Dreams are patient. They wait, even when you doubt them, even when you forget them. They hover nearby, glowing softly, hoping you'll be ready. And sometimes, all a dream needs is a little light to guide it back. Somewhere, 2 children woke up feeling just a little braver. And high above, where only night creatures wander, a small bunny smiled in his sleep. Because tonight, when the stars return, he will be ready again.